Gera diena regbiui, gražus oras, Vilniaus derbis, Vilniaus regbio akademija Tomosta namuose priima Vilniaus Geležinį vilką. Treneri, Vilniaus derbis kokybės turbūt niekad nereikia tikėtis daug šiose rungtynėse.
Nebuvo kokybės, nežinau, žiūrovom apart gal 10 minučių iš visų varžybų, ko gero buvo nuobodu žiūrėti, daug klaidų, daug broko abiejose komandose, nes vėl matos, kad išdegė akim, nemažai žaidėjų pervertina tas varžybas ir nežaidė tiesiog paprasto regbio. Tai gaila, galbūt kažkada abi komandos peraugs tą barjerą. Kokie pozityvai? Iš mūsų pusės tai darbas atliktas, pergalė, momentais neblogai, bet didžioji rungtynių dalis tiesiai šviesiai nusivylęs aš, daug klaidų, kur vėl neturėjom daryti, turėjom šias varžybos po truputį vėl lipti laipteliu aukštyn, galbūt dėjom ko gero laiptelį atgal. Tai vėl užmesim akį į video analizę, pasidarysim išvadas ir tikėkime, kad jau be emocijų kitas savaitgalį žaisim geriau.
Antro kėlinio viduryje atidavėt iniciatyvą varžovui, su savo komandos sprendimais siejat, gal tų keitimų gausa ar tiesiog duoklė varžovui?
Norėčiau, aišku, varžovas tai stengiasi iš paskutinių, jau jiem nebebuvo kur trauktis, bet dabar ant karštos galvos šiek tiek esu nusivylęs. Impactų nuo suolelio padaugėjo tikrai klaidų ir 2 kortelės, berods, jeigu neklystų iš kelių keitimų, tai aišku išmuša tas iš vėžių, bet svarbiausia pasiekėm pergalę ir per daug neprisidirbom.
Coach, your first Vilnius derby. How do you evaluate your team's performance today?
Massively low, in truth. I can't beat around the bush about it. Obviously the players see my interviews at the end of the match, so then they'll understand. But first half performance was diabolical. We run things on the training ground, which we didn't execute today. I've got to ask questions in the training ground of why that's not happening. It's very, very frustrating because we put a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of hard work into it. We turned up and we just didn't execute it, and I find that very frustrating from a coaching point of view, and I have to see now why that isn't being followed onto the pitch. So that's going to be my first port of call on the back end of this, this performance today.
End of second half, your team found reserves. Without substitutions.
Yes.
So where were those reserves in the first half?
That's one question I'm going to ask them, in truth. It felt like we needed to put that in, but obviously we went down to 13 men in the first half, so I think that mentally takes a part away. Obviously we had a half-time team talk, which I think half the stadium was privy to. In that, I explained to them that coming back in, we're not to lose a point whilst those 2 players are off. Otherwise, training will be very difficult this week. Fair dues, the lads stuck to that. Then we've worked predominantly on performing at the end of the matches, especially because we knew we've got shallow squad depth. So we were hoping to see the lads come into it. With their sin bin in, that obviously made things a lot better, and the lads managed to just perk a bit up. Obviously, taking the penalty try is nice. It's always much nicer going across the whitewash, but we'll take the points that we get. And obviously, when we start seeing the scoreboard going up, it always invigorates people. And I'm trying to get the winning mentality into the team. But with how results have been over the last 2 years, it's been very, very difficult to get the lads into the mindset. But I think when the sniff of points comes onto the board, the lads start to get into that reserve quite nicely.
Yeah. I like the Georgian guy who came up only in the second half. Maybe he was a bit too optimistic with his personal calls, but all in all, good performance by him.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of him, in truth. Saw him in training this week, and I wanted to see how he was and assess him. I purposely left him on the bench because I didn't want him to come in the first half and people to suss him out. So we were moving our tactics around a little bit. So if you do look into my tactics, you'll see there. And then obviously seeing him come off the bench was quite nice, because I was hoping he would put a bit more into the game. If the lads had followed the training plan a bit more, we would have got some more points, because there was a few tricks up his sleeve that I think could have been privy for what we could have seen today, and put us more in a fighting chance than what we saw. So yeah, he is a big fan of mine.
Švilpukas skelbiantis Vilniaus Geležinio vilko pergalę Vilniaus derbyje 23-10.